So I am testing. I have my laptop here and I have my cell phone up here. I'm calling it the table cam because right now I am at my cutting table. That's what this is, my cutting table. I'm like, what other table would it be? I got a cutting table, a sewing table, and a pressing table. This is a cutting table. So I am not sure if you are familiar with working with a PDF pattern. The goal of this is not for me to be on camera, but so that you can see the cutting table. Wait a minute. So, I think you can see. I think I'll have you see me. Please don't let my laptop make too much noise. Okay, here we go. If you see, so my clothes, ignore my clothes. Ignore my clothes. Because this is the real me. And I've decided a while ago that I can't wait for my sewing studio to be all nice and posh. And is that the word posh? Cute with the pinks and the whites. And I can't always have my hair done, makeup done. Definitely can't have my clothes right. So I was working from home today. So from the top up is business, bottom down it's a party. It's a party. So yes, I have on hemp leaf shorts. Got them in Syracuse last summer, and I wear them at home. You need a PDF, and you need some tape, and you need some scissors, or what I use. My daughter bought me this when she saw all the cutting that I was doing for a PDF. She got me this cutter. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting my PDF and taping it together because I like PDFs because I'm one of those crazy people. So when you're looking at a PDF, I'll hold it up here. It comes with rows A, B, C, D, and on. So you have to tape them all together, but you got to get rid of the margins because when you print, you don't print to the edge, but you got to tape to the edge. So what I do is I take all of my A's and I'm going to cut the tops off. So I didn't get it perfectly straight. Okay, then I'm going to put those down. Then I'm going to take my B's and cut the top here. That was better. And I do not have to cut the top off of C because those are the top. Oh, you know what? We also got to cut the left side off too. Oh. Okay. A, and it's 4 across. A1, A2. Oh, these are turned. Let's see. These. I have fabric scissors, and then once they get a little old, they migrate to paper scissors. And now these are my fabric scissors, except for my gingers. Those never become paper scissors. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut my pattern out. With PDFs, you want to cut right outside the black line. I am a cut away from me kind of person. You see my videos, I move my fabric all around because I like cutting away from me versus cutting like sideways. So with these ends here, a rotary cutter will work fine, but I'll just go ahead and cut. Listen to the sound of the cutting. Some people like that. I'm not going to cut my face. This is the facing. I'm not going to cut that off until I have my pattern fitted for me. Because if you have to change the width of this, the waist, which I hope I don't have to, then you have to change the facing. So I don't cut out the facing because you might have to change it. If there's any jogs that were there, I cut right over it to make it straight. When I get to a point where there's overlap, where there's a tape, I try to make the smooth cut right across there. I learned this is all trial and error. Because believe me, I've messed up whole PDF patterns, taping them the wrong way, just to have to throw them away, reprint the pattern, and start over again. So here's a seam, one cut right over it, and just keep going. There's another seam, cut right over it. All right, PDF pattern is cut. Do some measurements. Here is the front. Let's see, this is the back, and here is the front. So I'm up here at the waist. So here is a dart. So I'm going to close up my dart. Now that is a little hard to do with a PDF. I got this one folded. I'm just going to fold it over. This one has a curved dart, and I cannot fold that out the paper, so that is something that's not able. Can't do that on paper. All right, so there are the top pieces. So I'm going to measure. Looking at this is center front. So this is center front, meaning there's two sides to this. So cut this out, one on the fold, cut this out, two sides. So cutting this out in the fold, I'm going to start here at the seam. I'm going to go over. Can you see that? Okay. Fold that out. What I do is I just fold it over. And I'm going to write that number down. I'll write that measurement down. And then on the back pieces, I have to do twice. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm trying to close it up as best as I can. And which is going to be 20. So let's see, 20 and 21 is 41. And I'm like, that is enough. That's enough. That might be a little bit big. I might have to take it in. So that is more that's good ease. Taking it in. That's 3 inches of ease, which is going to work for me. Now the hips. So from the top, I'm going to go down. How many inches? I think I'm 4 inches down. My waist. Oh, it's 8 inches. So 8 inches down. Over here, 8 inches down. Over here. Now I'm going to measure how much room do I have for my hips. 11 and a half. That's going to be 24, 23 inches. Oops. And over here, still also 11 and a half. These models. So that's going to be 23 inches. 23 and 23 is 46. That's enough. I think I have enough. I don't think I have to make any changes, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this up in a muslin, and guarantee you I'm going to have to make some changes. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. Loves! So the second part of this process is I am going to be cutting out a muslin. And one thing I like to use when I make a muslin is old curtains. So whenever I get rid of a curtain, I do not throw it away because it becomes great fabric for muslin. Sometimes the fabric can be used for the actual garment, but this one has faded some, so using it is not an option. Just trying to get this grain right. All right, so piece 1, I'm going to cut on the grain line. Look, right up. Which side is up? So this is down. Just putting just 2 pins in here just to keep this flat while I cut this. I just need to check some measurements because I knew how to do measurements and I know how to make clothes that fit me, but I still have not gotten to a point where I trust the numbers. And then I'll make something big and probably like, I'm probably going to need all this extra, and then I don't end up needing it. Okay, got our front piece cut. I didn't iron enough. What we'll have to do . That's all we need for now. Marking dart area. I'm not going to do any hemming. This one here gets a straight dart. There's one there. It's the other opposite. Okay. And this. Okay, to the table, sew these darts. In the front. This back panel. And this back panel. Had some pins just to prevent the fabric from moving. Got some and then this back piece. Actually, I'm going to sew the back up all the way, and I'm going to leave the side open. But I'm going to try to behave and follow the instructions. Going off script gets me in trouble sometimes. Okay. Let me go and sew this up. So I am back, and I did what I wasn't supposed to do. I sewed up the whole side. This side needs to be open so that I can slip this on and just check the fit. Because as I said before, I do not trust my measurements. I just feel like I'm going to get comfortable and I'm just going to do something, and the outfit's going to be like, oh no, you thought that was the right measurement. Sorry, wrong. I have yet to get to the point where I trust my own numbers. So I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do this, that, and the third. And then I'll start doubting. And guess what? It was right. All right. Front skirt. Here's the front. Here's the back. The only thing, I'm going to lengthen it by 1 inch. And let's look at this. That's how much extra I have. The seam is only, I think the back seam is 5 centimeters. I have to look at it. If the back seam is 5 centimeters, then I'm fine. But if the back seam for the zipper is 2 centimeters, then I got to cut off 2.2 centimeters. But other than that, it's a great fit. I can't complain. Darts work. And I'm going to increase this. So I want to increase this by 1 inch. And then I need to check that sign. So I need to check that seam to see where it's supposed to be. I will increase this by 1 inch. I'm not going to do it down there. I'm going to do it up here. I'm going to use the seam that's in the paper. Draw in my, try it this way so I can see the straight line. I'm adding 1 inch. Here's the front. I'm going to do the side seam. Okay. There's the new pattern. So I'm going to have to go back to the instructions and note what the seam allowance is for the zipper part, and depending on that number, I will update the pattern accordingly. So I updated this one. I'll do the same thing to the next one, and then it will be sew time. This is Shanice. Thanks for watching. Loves. Okay, sewing friends, just to recap what I had worked on. It was a pattern that involved 4 pieces, and it was fully lined. And the changes that I made was I added 1 inch to the length of the skirt, and then I needed to take in 2 inches at the waist. So you can probably see it better. I had to take in 2 inches at the waist, but I still needed to keep the width everywhere below that. And so I did a fitting adjustment where I cut my quadrants out and I shifted the pattern so I can get this, make this smaller, but keep everything the same from here all the way down. And it worked out very well on my PDF patterns. I have all the steps written on here. So this is 1 to 14. On this side, 15 to 28, and the 29 to 33. So those are all my handwritten notes as far as how to put the skirt together. So I'll go ahead and show you. So this was made using a curtain. So it's not something I'm not going to wear out and about. Maybe for the summer. Who would know, right? Who would know? Okay, we'll start with the front. The front has 2 darts here. All right, friends, the skirt is done. Here's a full view of it. So I'm definitely ready to make this skirt for real. I'll give you a detailed look of what's inside. So I took the top of the skirt in 2 inches. So you can see good fitting there. 2 inches. I have some bagging here, but this is not the right kind of skirt. This is not the right fabric to make with this skirt. So this is all very acceptable. I do have a belly. I added an inch to the length. That worked out fine. So it's hitting me right at my kneecap, which is good. The back darts right here, those are good. Here's the back darts. Put this on side. There it goes. Gotta put it on right. Okay. Back darts work fine. So let me show you what it looks like on the inside. I might play. I wonder if I'm thinking about playing around with them to make them a little bit longer, but I'm not sure yet. But the way that this skirt is fitting right now is absolutely perfect. So it has like tapered ends front. On the back, we have 2 darts and we have an exposed zipper. On the inside, it's fully lined. And it has a button loop here. And here's the button. So the button loop on the button on the inside. So whenever you wear the skirt, this will close that up. And so the button here allows the tension on the skirt. So you don't have to worry about ruining your zipper. So you have a button clasp on the inside. It's really good. So now let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. Oh, let me go right here. Here is the vent. The lining is not sewn to the bottom of the skirt. It's just free hanging. This was done to keep the vent from ripping here and from fraying. And there's a diagonal stitch there. There's also some stitching down this part of the vent, the under part of the vent, but not the outside. So if I fold this inside out, and I just used some lining fabric that I had bought from the thrift store. I had no other purpose for this. You zip this up. So it is self-facing across the top. There are hanger loops. I think that's what these are called. So if I want to hang this on a clothes hanger in a closet, it has loops for that. So keep your skirt nice and straight. What else? This is the front. So the front also has darts, hanger loops in the front here. Nothing else spectacular about this. One thing that I will do differently is I need to make the back lining pieces a little bit long, because of the way that this is set. I ran out of room over here, so I actually had to take the dart out of this side. So the dart's here, but I took it out here. Wider, not longer, but wider. And so that way, if there's any excess, I can turn it in here at the zipper, or I can turn it in along this part of the skirt. Here's the bottom. Let's see if I want to turn it inside out. So the lining is interfaced. The seams are all serged, side seam, even the bottom. And the lining is also serged. I love this skirt pattern. I think it was the easiest one I've ever sewn. And I am going to make another skirt and possibly a jacket out of this fabric here. So I was going to make pants out of it, but I think this is too much pink for pants for me. I'm not that bold yet, but a skirt it is. So I just have to get some lining. Thanks for watching. Loves.